Okay, everybody, here's a little update on the Ford. Just wanted to show you here, if you can take notice here from the last video, yes, I added hubcaps to it. So, there's that. A different gas tank. I'll explain why. But, I didn't make a video of it yet running, but it does run. I had it running, I had it driving. And I had the blades on, everything seems to operate, all gears, everything, but yeah, I had to do another gas tank in here, and as you can see, the carburetor's off. So let's go over here to the bench. We're going to take a look at basically what I'm up to right now. So, alright, so the carburetor, and I wanted to bring that I had a paper with the numbers on it. I don't think... Oh, you know what? This one does have the numbers on it. I got some carburetor bowl gaskets here. 270511 is the carburetor rebuild kit number, I think. Unless that's the... That might just be the bowl gasket. I don't know. I should have brought that paper out with me. But according to eBay... And I know I shouldn't really go by what eBay has on for whether or not the kit is correct or not, but there's like 4 different kits they list, and one of the kit numbers is, and I'm sorry for shaking around here, but it's 394693, and I have 2 of those kits here. I got a new air filter for the air filter thing there, the cover. And then the only thing that I didn't have in those kits anymore, because those are kits that I've used previously, but there's enough things in there that I can rebuild the carburetor. But the only thing I didn't have in there was the bowl gasket. So I ordered 5 of those. I have some other engines around here that can use those. I think they're for the 7 and 8 horsepower Briggs, and again, there's the part number. 270511. The more I think about it, I'm thinking that's the bowl gasket itself, the number. But anyway, so we have everything I think that we need for the carburetor here as far as rebuilding it. We got the air filter for the housing of the air filter. I thought I'd bring you along for this just to show you what this carburetor looks like after sitting for so long. Like I said, it does run, but I don't know if the tractor was running on the fact that it was overfilling with fuel, because I don't know if the needle and seat or the float, there's a problem there. So I don't know if it was running off of the overfilling of the carburetor and the fuel being in the throat of that, or if it was actually running on out of the carburetor itself the way it should. So there is that, so we're going to tear that down. The unfortunate thing about this whole thing with the new gas tank on there, well, new used gas tank, and that gas tank is out of a Cub Cadet, is that the gas tank itself had leaks in it. It was really bad on the inside, which I think I had stated before we were going to have to do that. Now, I'm going to try and bring you out here in the light just to show you. I'm trying to do this the best I can, but you can kind of see there's some crustiness and stuff in there yet. It is better than what it was, but there's a real distinct hole right there. Is a little tiny pinhole. I ran the tractor on 2-cycle fuel. Usually I do that for something that hasn't been run for a long time. And after I pulled the shutoff valve out, which if you look at it, don't look bad at all. I freed it up, put a little oil in this outlet here, so it goes into just make the shaft go up and down inside there when you turn the shaft down here on and off. There's a rod that runs up in here and it shuts the fuel off up above this outlet. And I just put a couple dabs of oil in there just to help it go up and down a little easier. But yeah, that came out okay. I didn't really do anything with the filter. That's what it looked like. So that was that, and that came out of over here. That just unscrews out of that. But I ended up having to use some gravel inside the tank to loosen up some of the rust that was in there, and basically try and get as much contamination and stuff out as I could. And actually, if you look down through there, you can see the pinhole like directly down below the cap, where the cap would go on. So, you know, I put 2-cycle fuel in here. I was able to get it running on that. Again, I don't know if that was, you know, just overflowing with gas and it being in the throat of the carburetor, it actually running through the carburetor as it should. But anyway, I started to get a leak coming out around the outer edge of this gas tank where the straps were. And if you look at the straps, it's unfortunate they do this, but like when you're strapping a skid down, like we do for work, they basically run a band around it and they clamp the band down, and that's what you're looking at right there. They clamp the band down there with a special tool, and the unfortunate part about that was I had to cut these bands. There's no screw to loosen them, so unlike some of the other tractors. So I don't know that they could be fixed. They might be able to be fixed. I'm going to keep them. And I am going to be keeping the gas tank too, even though it has a couple little pinholes in it. But till I would try to find a gas tank for this and, you know, have it actually be, you know, a Ford gas tank, which is what I would want to, you know, keep it all original. You know, it could take a little while. So just so happens I had that Cub Cadet gas tank. So we put that in there. We put those nice brand new shiny moon caps on the back of the tractor. The front ones are used ones I found at the junkyard. That one looks pretty good. This one here has a little bit of rust and stuff on it, but that can be cleaned up. You see it's got a little damage too, but yeah, it's okay for the tractor for right now. But yeah, the gas tank's out of a Cub Cadet. Look at this. Where'd he go? Little bird. Anyway, I love animals, in case you guys didn't know that, but anyway. I used the gas tank out of a Cub Cadet that I got probably a few years ago, and gas tank was good, and I ended up using some big hose clamps from basically Boland's tractors use these on their plastic gas tanks, so I had a couple of those left over, so I decided to go with those and mount the gas tank like that. It should work fine. It's nice and solid. The other thing I did while we're over here is I added, if I can get in here, a brand new shutoff valve inside this gas tank. So that's all good. It shuts the fuel off. There is gas in there, and it is regular gas now. Since I had it running, I put regular gas in here. There's a new fuel line there. Like the fuel shutoff that was in the original Ford tank, that new shutoff also has a filter on the top with it, so I didn't have to add an inline filter to the fuel hose. So yeah, I just wanted to make an update video here, but before I let yous go, I'm going to put you up on the tripod here. We're going to open up the bowl of the carburetor and basically just see what it looks like. I'm not going to do a how-to on how to clean the carburetor and everything. I did manage to get my Harbor Freight, I always forget the name of this damn thing, ultrasonic cleaner. I did start using that. The over here alongside of it is the original gas cap for the tank. Unfortunately it's broke where the measuring part of it rides up and down inside there, but it'll still go with the tank. I'm not going to get rid of it. So yeah, so let me put you on the tripod here, and I'm sorry for the shakiness. If you guys want to skip ahead or whatever you want to do there. I'm using an old tripod from a camera from the 1980s for this newer camera that I'm using. And just had to drill it out a little bit, make some room for it. Whoop, sorry. So I'm gonna leave you like that. I think that's gonna be pretty good there. And I gotta get a 1/2-inch wrench out here. And again, I'm just gonna show you the basics of this thing. I'll get a rag here to lay the carburetor parts on, so we don't get them any dirtier than what they already are, because my table's a mess here. But here we go. This is a 1/2 inch. I never cleaned that this carburetor out. It's hard to turn. So my guess is this is going to be a mess inside. This should come out smoothly. Yep. Got a little bit of dirt here on the end of the main jet. Gotta watch this. There's a little copper. Is that copper? It might be steel. A little steel washer that goes up on there. So we'll do that and see how this comes off. Oh, that's on there. Oh my, yep. You ready? We'll do this together. Got a little bit of gas dripping out. Oh! Look at all this. If this thing was running, and I highly doubt it was off of this, well, you can see why it was probably overflowing, for one. Look at this. Ay, ay, ay. This is going to be fun. Hopefully I don't have to just replace the carburetor altogether. We're going to have to leave it soak in that ultrasonic cleaner. But look at all the just clumps of stuff that's in there. This is what ethanol does to your fuel, guys, if you leave it sit. This is just terrible. It's like jelly is what it is. It's a lot like jelly. But this float is stuck. I can't even push. Oh, there it went. It did go. Oh, there we go. We got it moving a little. But that's why it was overflowing then. So I still don't know. I highly doubt it was running off of anything that was in here. I sure hope it wasn't. So yeah, we're gonna have a fun time just cleaning this out. So yeah, you see what I'm dealing with. So we'll see how it goes here. I'll make another update video once maybe the carburetor's cleaned up, just to show you guys what it looks like. But ay ay ay, look at that. That's terrible. Ugh. Smells wonderful too. Alright, well, there you go, guys. You've seen what the inside of this carburetor looks like. Looks like I'm going to have a fun time of cleaning this thing up. So, yeah, well, it's all part of the hobby. You got to deal with this stuff too sometimes. So, but man, oh man, that's got to be one of the worst carburetors I've ever seen. So, alright, guys. Well, thanks a lot for watching. And like I said, I'll be making some other update videos on the Ford here, as well as some other projects and odds and ends that I'm doing currently. So stay tuned for that, and you guys take care. We'll see you.